hold on, that's it.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we stretch it too thin?
No,
like
it's okay. Yeah, just put it inside. So once it burns, no, that will stay burning for a while.
So wait, this much?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put oil?
Not necessary, maybe a little bit.
What oil is that?
Some mustard oil.
That's
Okay.
the only oil.
Now put some more of the small twigs around. No? Actually, when I was probably in '86 or something, I met this one person in a art gallery. His name is Gopalakrishnan. Gopalakrishnan and his wife, what's her name? I forget her name. They were inspired by Masanobu Fukuoka's One Straw Revolution, and they left their job and they went to a small hillock near a forest that has been cut out completely and created a forest there. And they were able to get water and all that later on. And so he was the one who told me about Masanobu Fukuoka and told me about this One Straw Revolution, and that book was available close by in one bookshop. So I got it from there, and that I read it in one sitting, and it was very inspiring. It was a life-changing moment, kind of thing.
Just once it burns, they will catch fire.
Okay, then put some more oil and some more
That's
of
what
that.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just once it catches fire.
So I started educating myself on these, agricultural philosophers, and mostly. Then coming to Zepp Holzer, who I think in the Austrian highlands, he was also doing a very exceptional way of farming. He was very unorthodox kind of a farmer, but he had reintroduced this Hugelkultur. It's a German word. I may not be pronouncing it properly, but it means basically mound, hill mound or mound, something like that method. And that is about piling logs and creating a mound. And within a year or two, this logs would become a bit soggy kind of thing and absorb water. And so you don't need to daily water this after like 2 years or something. You don't need to water it daily, so that water problem can be solved like that. And then coming to this Amazon, the people in the Amazon were also using this biochar and this Korean natural farming by Cho Han Kyu, where he introduces microbes into this farming. So that is reducing the kind of fertilizer or pesticides, and so just by mulching and introducing these microbes, multiplying these beneficial microbes and introducing them or inoculating them into the system, the plants could survive. The plants will get all their nutrition from that, and so that was also a very interesting concept. Because for me, the first thing that really shook me was farmer suicides in the early 2000s. Not 2000, the early 90s actually. Like a lot of farmer suicides was happening in India. So we had this big green revolution in Punjab, and very enthusiastically they bought fertilizer and pesticide and different type of genetically modified crops, and finally what happened was fertilizer got into the water table. The water table first of all sank like crazy because everyone was using bore wells there. Initially it was only 10 feet, 20 feet you will get water, but after that they had to dig hundreds of feet below. And then what happened was that water table got contaminated. And people are getting a lot of diseases and all that. And I think the farmer suicide is like a bioindicator actually. It happened to be humans. But in this peculiar situation when agriculture was failing and these poor farmers were suiciding, they didn't have any other better way to get out of the system. Yeah, just hold. We'll put some, small ones in the middle. Put few more that side. No, wait. No, you wait. I'll give you this one.
Okay. It's turning brown, see?
Yeah, bro, it's very hot, this thing.
I want it away from the water.
What?
Water tasting smoke.
Sabudana.
साबुदाना कहाँ से आया?
Just put few. Oh, it's very hot. Yeah.
What are you doing? Wait, I'll remove it with this.
I would have nailed it.
Guys, you're not.
Oh, that side.
Chef, actually.
Can we open it?
Like we need to get new crops to find out what is possible. And our horticulture department, I don't think they were doing their job well, because we were shocked to find that there are so many varieties of plants and edible fruits and all that in other countries of the same kind of climate. And why weren't we introduced to that when, especially when a catastrophe is happening? And there were a lot of young people conserving and sort of being custodians of like say rice or banana or tubers and all that. So I met a lot of people on this search and became friendly with them, and so we started sharing these, planting material. And so I have like around 46 varieties of yams, like colocaceas, like around 12 or 13 varieties. And there are more, like we have around 16 varieties of banana, but I have a friend who has like 500. So in the bigger space, we may not use all 500, but maybe 100 good ones, But he is keeping all the, all these varieties. Like a lot of people are keeping all these 150, 160 varieties of rice, like 14 black varieties and all that. So some of these black varieties and all the pink, not pink, like purple fruits and all that, they have a lot of goodness in them, like anthocyanins or which are good for our nutrition. So we started collecting a lot of these plants, and I was also making a documentary on some of these custodians of these material. And just like in Norway or something, they have that seed bank. These are people doing it every day, every year, like bringing the rice, cultivating it, then keeping in the seeds, then again distributing it to people, then again doing it every year. And nobody's funding them, or they're just doing it because God knows what is making them do it. Like a few people are doing it. And I think they're the heroes of our time, actually, because later on only people might know the relevance of their activity. Like when we go to this like tuber research center or something, they have only a very few tubers. No? They don't have any varieties. But here we are growing like yacon, we are growing jicama, sweet potatoes that are like Okinawan sweet potatoes, or all the purple, Stokes purple sweet potatoes and all that. So I think it is time that we have to change our idea about what to eat, and also. And the availability of alternatives. Man should have that opportunity to choose what he wants. For me, that is the guiding principle. Whether it is ideas of fashion or politics or religion or anything, like people should be able to choose. That choice, that democratic kind of situation has to be there. There is nothing called, the people talk about indigenous and things like that. Like in Munnar, we have, in the hills, we have rhododendron trees. Like Himalayan, no, not Himalayan, what is it? Nilgiri marten. It's a kind of a small predator like a cat. Or the Nilgiri tar. These are actually Himalayan tar and Himalayan marten and the Himalayan rhododendrons that couldn't go back during the last ice age because it thawed very quickly. So they're on these mountains. The availability of alternatives and the accessibility, that has to be available to maximum people. And so we need to show it by example. When you tell people, they don't really understand. But when we started Now people are slowly, I mean, there are a lot of people doing it all around the world. I'm not saying it's a unique thing, but I'm just trying to integrate things that will work in our microclimate, and to find out like what plants grow. Like we grow apples here, and we are at the elevation of like around 3,600 feet above sea level. I'm not saying you can grow Washington apples here, but there are other low chill varieties. So similarly in other things also. So that is the kind of experiment we are trying to adapt. In this age of what so-called Anthropocene, now it's become a cliche. How do you adapt to such a situation? So that is the concern, and that is the project that we are engaged in. This is the Mammy Sapota. Like we have 5 different varieties. I mean 4 Mammy Sapotes and 1 green Sapote. They are this Chiku or Sapote family that is like almost, what is it, like a small papaya. They become like a small papaya. This is wasabi, and this is quite a success so far. I mean, we'll know in a year or two. I mean, in a year actually, this is almost a year now. In next year we'll harvest it and we'll know if it is successful. It survived one summer and a very long monsoon. And usually wasabi is grown in Japan in very pristine mountain streams and grows on the side of it in the wild. Has also was another success. The Has avocado is this avocado that has a significant percentage of oil, and so it's quite tasty and it's very popular. And it's like a nice pack because it has this wrinkly shell and extremely good tasting avocado, and it's not too big also. It's sufficient. Like you cut it like 1 person can or 2 person can finish it. Not like some of those big big avocados that are so watery and doesn't taste like anything and doesn't contain that much nutrition, and it's too big, you can't finish it also.
Can we open it?
Like I haven't really opened up too much to the farming community. Some of them have come here, like when avocado, like Has avocado got fruit, the whole of India, a lot of people came here to see whether it is true or not, or this thing and all that. Like all the big farmers actually came, and not the small ones. Like I haven't been able to distribute that as yet, but some other friends are trying to propagate it now. Like I haven't started propagation or anything. Haven't had the time for that. But maybe we can also do something like that. Because these things are good. I'm not like once I gave a farmer these sweet potatoes, and I told him it is 2,200 in the Bangalore market. I mean, now it is 750 because earlier they were getting it from South Africa. Now they're getting it from Malaysia, so it's slightly cheaper. So he said, I have 200 kilos of that thing that you gave me now. Can you sell it for me? I said, I can't sell it. So I said, you can eat it, you can give it to your friends. You can sell it for maybe 200-300 rupees. I don't think it deserves to be more than that. So what we are trying to do is to sort of democratize this gourmet thing. You know? Like more people, they should be able to grow it and have it for themselves. What people are buying for 2,000, they can just do it for nothing. Because so whenever I give them these potato wine, sweet potato wine, and I tell them give it to 10 more people. But earlier I was giving more to these custodians, like several friends who are custodians of tubers and all that. And so they have also been distributing. So now more people are beginning to appreciate it and all that. It has not been popularized or anything like that. We haven't made any efforts for that. But it will slowly spread, and that is good enough, I think. We don't need to suddenly inform the whole world or anything like that. We can do it slowly. And slowly, steadily it is happening. And I'm glad it is happening. And it's also nice when you can introduce some kind of plant or something, and when more people can enjoy that. It gives you a good feeling of that kind of sharing. And other people are also sharing with me. Sometimes a friend will come and say like, hey, I have this fruit. I mean, it's from Panama, so and he's surprised that we already have it because I mean we even have what is that Ananas paragui that from Panama. It's a hairy custard apple. It's quite a rare one. It's like a rambutan, but it's a custard apple that with hair. No? Or Rollinia, all these things. It is quite common in our group. Now that it is from there it is expanding. Like initially it will only be with certain people because we are, but it is going out now because there is enough to spread and give the seeds to others and all that. Yeah.
Like that? Are you taking a picture, Ankita?
I'm good actually.
Milk, nice milk.
It's so good.
I'm trying my best, Papa. I can do only. I can do only.
Somebody has to help Ranveer. Don't worry. I'll let you know. I'll just scream. Or just drop it.
I was crushing her paratha.
Where's the paratha?
Paratha is still in me.
Just to say thank you to Vivek, I wanted to give him a small little gift as well. And say, hey, the menu is open. That's it. Let's go. Okay, how do we start?
Just start. Which parotha?
Just take one parotha.
Yeah, one
What is non-veg here? This
Only
one?
that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody wants to say.
Taste my curry. Taste my curry. It is so good. Where is your curry?
Here, the curry is here.
What is this?
Guys, can we rotate?
Yeah, sorry. What is this?
Share.
Hello, I need to I want to stand forward and keep move this so that people can move it. Oh no, I want to take a banana with you. I think one for all.